Hi y'all, you're watching the Big Jim Country Boy YouTube channel. Yeehaw!
Ever wondered how to make low-carb, animal-based, keto, carnivore, gluten-free waffles or pancakes without cheese? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going to embark on a culinary adventure that's not just tasty, but also incredibly healthy. We'll be grinding plain, unflavored pork rinds, mixing them with eggs and melted butter, and adding a dash of vanilla for that extra flavor kick. For those who fancy a hint of spice, sprinkle in some cinnamon. The beauty of this recipe is its versatility. But do not add any milk or water, do not. The batter should be thick. Want to switch things up? Omit the vanilla and cinnamon and you've got yourself some delicious buns or bread for your burgers or sandwiches. This recipe has it all. It's low carb, caters to our carnivore friends, is keto friendly, and a safe haven for those avoiding gluten or cheese. So, whether you're a seasoned keto dieter or just someone looking for a healthy twist, this recipe is perfect for you. Stay tuned to unlock the delicious and healthy secret to these waffles or pancakes. Before we start, gather all the ingredients. You'll need them handy. First off, we have our primary ingredient, plain unflavored pork rinds. You'll need about 2 or 3 cups of these. We're going to grind them up in a food processor, so don't worry about their current size. Next up, eggs. Have 2 of these at the ready. They're going to add some much-needed structure to our waffles or pancakes. Then, we need some melted butter. 2 tablespoons should do the trick. It's going to give our dish that rich, comforting flavor we all love. Now for a touch of sweetness, we'll be using 1 teaspoon of vanilla. For a more traditional flavor, you can add maple-flavored extract. It's a small amount, but trust me, it makes a world of difference. We don't want to add any toppings when serving that will add sugar or carbs. Lastly, if you're a fan of a little spice, feel free to add some cinnamon. It's optional, but it can really elevate the flavor profile of our dish. Got everything great! Time to get cooking! Preparation is key to ensure a smooth cooking process. Let's start by prepping our main ingredient. Now you might be wondering, pork rinds in waffles? But trust me on this one. Pork rinds are a fantastic substitute for flour in this recipe. They're low in carbs, gluten-free, and provide a unique texture that really elevates these waffles or pancakes, whatever you choose to make. So, we're going to need 2 to 3 cups of plain, unflavored pork rinds. Make sure you've got the unflavored kind. We don't want any surprise barbecue or spicy chili tastes in our breakfast. The first step is to grind these pork rinds down in a food processor. You want to get them to a nice, fine powder. This might take a few minutes depending on your processor, but don't rush it. We're looking for a consistency similar to flour. This is going to be the base of our batter, so we want to make sure it's perfect. While that's grinding, take a moment to appreciate the simplicity of this recipe. It's not often you find a recipe this easy that's also low-carb, gluten-free, and animal-based. And the best part? There's no cheese involved. Yes, you heard that right. These waffles or pancakes are cheese-free. So if you're lactose intolerant or just don't like cheese, this recipe is a dream come true. All right, let's check on those pork rinds. They should be a fine powder by now. If there are any large chunks left, give it another pulse or 2. You want to make sure it's evenly ground. This will ensure that your waffles or pancakes cook evenly and have a consistent texture throughout. And there you have it. Your pork rinds are now ready to be transformed into delicious low-carb waffles or pancakes. It's as simple as that. This is the magic of cooking, transforming simple ingredients into something extraordinary. Now that our pork rinds are ready, we can move on to the next step. Now, it's time to bring everything together. And by everything, we're talking about those unflavored pork rinds we ground earlier. A couple of eggs, half a cup of ground pork rinds, a couple tablespoons of melted butter, a teaspoon of vanilla, and if you're a fan, a sprinkle of cinnamon. First, let's crack those eggs into a bowl. Then, scoop in the half cup of ground pork rinds. Now, I want you to imagine a waterfall of melted butter cascading into your bowl. That's right. In goes 2 tablespoons of liquid gold, melted butter. Next up, the vanilla. Add a teaspoon for that hint of sweetness that'll make these waffles, or pancakes, or even buns, if you're making some, a little bit special. And if you're a cinnamon lover, now's the time to sprinkle in your magic. Then we're going to give this mix a good stir. You're aiming for a consistent, smooth batter. It might take a minute or 2, but keep going until you've got it just right. You don't want to see any lumps or dry spots. And voila, you've got your batter. It's a versatile mix that can be used to make waffles, pancakes, or even buns for your hamburgers or sandwiches. With our batter ready, your batter should be thick. It is okay. We're all set for the final step. Time to turn this batter into delicious, low-carb waffles or pancakes. Now let's get this show on the road. Fire up your waffle iron or griddle, whichever you prefer. Make sure it's nice and hot before you start. This will ensure a beautiful golden brown finish on your waffles or pancakes. While your cooking surface heats up, give your batter one last stir. You want to make sure all those flavorful ingredients are well incorporated. Now we're ready to pour. With a steady hand, ladle just enough batter onto your waffle iron or griddle. You don't want to overdo it. Remember, we're going for thin, crisp waffles or pancakes, not doughy bricks. Close that waffle iron or flip that pancake when it's time. The key here is patience. Let the heat do its magic. You'll know it's time when you see the edges turning a delightful shade of golden brown. That's your cue. Flip your pancake or open your waffle iron. Behold the fruit of your labor, a perfectly cooked, low-carb delight. Now repeat the process with the rest of your batter. Remember, consistency is key. Keep an eye on the heat and adjust as necessary. You want every waffle or pancake to be as perfect as the first one. And there you have it, delicious, low-carb, animal-based, keto, carnivore, gluten-free waffles or pancakes without cheese. Congratulations on making your own low-carb, animal-based waffles or pancakes. You've mastered a recipe that's not only delicious, but also aligns with a ketogenic, carnivorous, or gluten-free diet. And the best part? No cheese involved. This recipe is versatile, offering you the freedom to enjoy these as waffles or pancakes, or even as a bread substitute. Imagine biting into a juicy burger, but instead of the usual bun, you've got these savory delights holding it all together. Or picture a sandwich where the bread is replaced with these low-carb wonders. The ingredients are simple, the process straightforward, and the results spectacular. And all without straying from your dietary preferences. So whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, these low-carb, animal-based waffles or pancakes are ready to elevate your meal. Remember, healthy and delicious can go hand in hand. Enjoy your meal, and until next time, happy cooking.